Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot coming at you with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've covered a handful of this week's Marvel books. Now it's on to some of this week's DC books. Kicking things off, we've got Justice Society of America #2. Where we left off, Huntress, Helen Wayne, was trying to save the JSA in the not too distant future. And she in fact ended up being recruited by the team, and the team that basically had built, well, they went up against longtime JSA villain Per Degaton, who killed them. However, Helena ended up being sent back in time to the Golden Age. So she wakes in an infirmary, realizing, okay, whoever, she's not restrained, notes that it's clearly the past. But she's in the JSA Brownstone, and the Golden Age versions of the Justice League, or Justice Society members, are discussing what to do about her, as well as the snow globe that Janie Slater's snow globe which she's carried, which she came to the past with. So she gives her whole story. She's from the future, their future. Member of the Justice Society. Her team was murdered, but she was told that Dr. Fate could help save them. Figuring with the fact that the Spectre is a literal ghost. Thunderbolt's a genie. Hawkman is a reincarnated Egyptian prince. It's probably not the craziest thing they've ever heard. So, but they give it a shot. Fate attempts to. Dr. Fate attempts to check the veracity, basically, but he ends up a little more than a year later. Working alongside Salem the Witch Girl in Slaughter Swamp, looking for Mr. Miracle, the Golden Age Mr. Miracle, dressed as the same as the new god, Mr. Miracle. But Mr. Miracle, Salem, and Fate take on Solomon Grundy, before Fate is sent back to Fate's essence, so to speak, is sent back to his present. There's a flashback to Helena's childhood. Apparently, a week doesn't go by without the school she's attending contacting her. And Helena kind of had a bit of a freak out as she saw the stranger again. Selena tells her she doesn't want to hear about the boogeyman ever again, but Helena's better pissed that, well, her mom doesn't believe her. But Selena tries to, along the same point in time that Degaton sent Helena to the past, Selena intervenes and tries to attack Degaton, and is seemingly killed. But thanks to the snow globe, Huntress is in the past, hurtling through various points in the past, including seeing more of Fate, Miracle, and Salem dealing with Grundy. Seeing her mother starting out, seeing the events of Zero Hour, as well as Khalid Nassour being basically recruited to be the next Dr. Fate. And then she once again ends up in her present, face to face with Dr. Fate, Khalid Nassour, Deadman, and Detective Chimp. And that is where the issue ends. Starting off interesting, Degaton's been a frequent thorn on the JSA's side, at least for when it comes to Jeff Johns' runs. I remember back in the post-Infinite Crisis run, there were hints of him being among the big bads who was going to be dealing with stuff, but to the best of my knowledge, nothing ever came of it. Moving on to our next book, though, we've got Lazarus Planet, We Once Were Gods. So, Lazarus Planet is doing something interesting with a somewhat time-honored tradition, at least with the big two. After a major event, you have an epilogue. You generally have an epilogue one-shot. It has short stories by different creative teams to basically serve as prologues to either new series that are spinning out of the events of said event, or the story arc spinning out in still ongoing titles that are spinning out of the events of said crossover. Lazarus Planet is taking this is going a bit big with it. Rather, it is very clearly serving as the Dawn of DC one shot, but rather than have a one shot or even a series of one shots called Dawn of DC, instead we've got the Lazarus volcano eruption and kind of basically set up where certain characters are for the this new Dawn of DC era. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but I mean it's a nice twist on things. My bank account doesn't entirely like it, but so our first story is Hunger Pains. A family is walking along a coast. There are mists, green-tinged mists swirling about, and people begin washing up on the shore. One of them is clearly still alive, and so was brought to a house nearby and strapped to a couch while he's being looked over. Apparently, the Lazarus brains are mucking with power grids as well. But the man tries to speak. What he's saying is coming out backwards. He's strong enough to break the straps that are holding him in place. Takes a bite out of the dad, who's very, very clearly anti-Cape, and just kind of says, "Yeah, we shouldn't have brought him in here. We should have just killed him." But the guy grabs the dog, jumps out a window, runs to the sea. Aquaman comes out and prevents the family from pursuing. Apparently, the Trench have regained their human appearance, and they are the ancestors of modern Atlanteans. Next up, we've got Songs of Pain featuring Martian Manhunter. A young man named Arcee has developed powers thanks to the Lazarus brain. He's able to take people's pain, and he's been going to hospitals and dealing with people, those in chronic pain, and taking their pain away so they can rest. He's in Metropolis though, and there's some pain that has never quite gone away. The pain of Superman's death at the hands of Doomsday. However, it proves to be rather overwhelming. Jean goes down to try and help him and carry the pain. But it turns out that because of Doomsday's whole thing where, you know, no matter how little of him is left when he's destroyed, he'll reconstitute. Even from the memory of the collective memory of Superman being killed by Doomsday is enough for Doomsday to reconstitute. And so Jean attempts to to share it, but Doomsday attempts to overtake his form, and we learn that in the red, which is the morphogenetic field of life, Doomsday attempted to spawn offspring. Most of his eggs were shut down by the architect of the planet, intolerant of an interloper in their food chain. In the Forgotten Zone, where the first murder on Earth took place, he attempted to grow from the evil that seeped into the rock and soil. But finding those dark energies too ancient, the cysts of his being found themselves stillborn. So he spectrated into the interdimensional energy field of the bleed, where he found enough power to manifest physical form. But most were destroyed as they crawled across the blasted void to the dimension of zero. And it turned his attention back to he attempted doing this while attached to Jean, and so then turned his attention back to propagating from Jean's own mind. But RC opts to take him back, or Doomsday's going to find a way to kill them all. And so, but Superman asks, "What happened to RC?" And John explains that what happens to anything made of carbon, like the human body, subjected to intense heat and pressure. It is transformed into a red gem. It looks to be the gem that John wears on the chest piece of his costume. But they kind of discuss the difference. We get some discussion of the differences between Jean and Superman, even though they have pretty much the same powers that are very similar character-wise. Jean, for example, can see the patternless patterns of emotion rifting across on the surface of the Earth. Superman cannot. Then we've got Song of the Dead featuring Wonder Woman. We start off with the tale from antiquity. A warrior crossed the bitter sea for kingdom, coin, and crown. And he told his love, "A king I'll be, and wife and queen I'll make of thee, and take thee for mine own." And so she said that she'd wait and spurn every suitor. And for years and more, she gazed across the moonlit shore, awaiting her love's return. A lifetime passed, she waited there still, her vigil spent alone. In the present, Wonder Woman is training with a younger Amazon named Bia. And but they're on the shore of Themyscira. Tide's coming in, and Bia does take a tumble, and she's picking herself up though. She's pulled under, and Wonder Woman goes to save her. Seeing Theseus and the War Dead. But Theseus and his War Dead step out of the sea, and Bia and Diana deal with them. Queen Nubia and the rest of the Amazons show up. The war dead are taken down, though it's explained that the souls of the fallen are flooding from the well of souls, but not the ones that would be expected. The souls of those who died long ago, most at the hands of an Amazon. Doom's doorway is likewise under assault. The dead assail it from all sides, shrieking for Amazonian blood. Magala thought that the many fallen who litter the shores of the Miscura might also have risen, and they have. Diana states that they've won, however, but Theseus, having been dislimbed, not just disarmed, says that the doors of Hades are flung open. The land of the dead lies empty. And the various armies who have died are en route to Themyscira. Next, we have Price of Eternity featuring Malik, the younger Black Adam, and Mary Marvel, the current champion of Shazam. So Mary's at the Kahndaq embassy trying to call out Black Adam, and Malik is also trying to get a hold of him, but with no luck. But Mary realizes that Malik was also in the vision she had. And so the two, and she explains what she's trying to do, and Malik decides to help her. But her plan is to rescue Billy from the Rock of Eternity. They manage to get in, but illusions of Billy as Shazam form attack them. But Mary's able to find Billy. The Lazarus eruption has changed things with the Rock of Eternity. And Malik poses a question: why does Billy? Okay, so why does Billy have to be trapped inside the rock? And so, instead of being trapped inside the Rock of Eternity is trapped inside Billy. And the Marvel family have a brief reunion. But the Wizard sees all this and is highly displeased, explaining that the reigns of Lazarus have shown the Wizard the way. He will reclaim the powers that the Marvel family squandered, return them to their proper place below the gods and Shazam himself. Explaining that none are worthy. That is where the issue ends. I don't know if we'll really be following up on any of these. But we'll see, maybe. Moving on to our next book, we've got Human Target number 11, the penultimate issue. So where we left off, Christopher Chance, the Human Target, who 11 days previously had been poisoned, asked Ice, when he spent most of these past few days with, and was in fact his primary suspect, why, how. So we get the whole thing. The day before he's supposed to die from the poison that he was poisoned with while impersonating Lex Luthor, Human Target and Ice go to the beach. And they spend the day together. But she explains that after her death, when she returned, she learned, oh yeah, Overmaster has been stopped. You'll never have to worry about him again. And they just kind of laughed it off. But later, Guy told her that Luther was behind the whole thing. But and he was, oh, he's gonna, he's gonna kill Lex because he brought Overmaster to Earth, and Overmaster killed Ice. But well, to be fair, Ice already knew how that would go. Guy would fail. Everyone would laugh it off. So she went to Fire about it. And said, well, don't just do it. Just freeze his heart. But Fire said, no, no, no. You do that, everyone's going to know it was you. Do it in a way that, do it in a way that no one would even think it was you. Something pedestrian, something warm, a gun, a knife, poison. Fire had been a spy. She knows about what could get by Lex's security, and what would be traceable after he died. Just need a little help getting one of the ingredients. The guy being set up. Then she got a call from the doctor. Lex was still alive, and somebody else had been poisoned in his place. The plan was set up. Guy faking his death, but the basic idea was keep an eye on human target, and while lead up to his death. But as they're about to leave the beach, Ice destroys human target's car, explaining she's not sweet and nice, and she's hurt because she's developed she's fallen for human target, just he's fallen for her. And she basically, tries to get him to kill her for what she's done to him. And she tells him that she loves him. And that is where the issue ends. We've got one more issue left. I highly doubt that Ice is going to get killed by a human target, but we'll see what. I'm trying to be perfectly honest. I don't entirely buy that human target's going to die. I figure that there's going to be some kind of, hey, we found some way to save you. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Riddler, Year 1. What is this, number 2? Where we left off, Edward Nashton had discovered some discrepancies in some financials he was overseeing. Took him to his superior. His superior got a big promotion out of it, and didn't bring Edward along. But he's basically told to forget about he's told, oh yeah, the account we were talking about is being taken. Don't worry about it. But he knows something isn't right. So Edward does a little snooping, but he can't find the numbers the numbers he had actually uncovered. Realizing they'd been shredded, he goes through and manages to find the papers and discover someone's laundering dirty money, or someone's sending dirty money to Renewal. He follows various people around and gets and starts to basically find pieces of the puzzle, as it were, and puts them together. A a drug dealer basically, over the course of things, he discovers that his boss is working for Carmine Falcone. Falcone is using the renewal project to launder money for drops, which were the designer drug of choice in the Batman. And we get the idea of just how intelligent Nashon really is. Utilizing with simple stuff, just utilizing security cameras, which are generally speaking kept on factory settings. So he sees Batman in action a few more times, but turns out that his boss has gone to speak to the shopkeeper that's helping with the money laundering, and it turns out that the shopkeeper is skimming money, which results in him being taken out as per Falcone's wishes. Of course, there's nothing. That's one less person who even knows about the operation gone. The issue ends with the shopkeeper's daughter waiting for the subway to leave Gotham when someone asks if she's going somewhere. This is definitely proving to be an interesting series. One could say Paul Dano's kind of expansion upon his character and his character's past. So it's been a good read. So moving on though to our last book for the moment, we've got Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead #5. Where we left off, Easy Company was actually, overall successfully dealing with the Nazi zombie problem. But Hitler has been injected with the serum, and so Easy Company's briefed on a plan to take out the command center that Hitler's based out of. This whole plan, Easy Company parachutes in. Airstrike hits the bunker. Airstrike does a decent enough job with things, but the security isn't accounted for, so they have to take another route in. Easy Company, and they make their way through, dealing with any zombies they run into, eventually making it to where Hitler's at. The doctor who made the serum is taken out by the sniper from Easy Company. Rock and a couple of the others are dealing with a couple of the zombified high-ranking members of the SS, as well as zombified Hitler and zombified Eva Braun. But it seemed like the only thing left that can truly be done would be another airstrike on the location. And so Rock orders Dozer and the others to leave and call another airstrike. And the issue ends with the airstrike about to be commenced. Interesting. Well, fun. This has been a fun little book. We got one issue left, so. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.